Look,
spot.
I have to ask the general public right now, what are your thoughts on fake backgrounds? Either Adam and I right now are podcasting from the exact same room, or this shit's fake. Comment below right now what your thoughts are on fake backgrounds today as we get back onto our real background and share some thoughts today. Adam, fake backgrounds, good idea or fake as crap?
It looks pretty fake to me. I think, I think if you have the green screen, it makes it look a little better. But
Where are you? Is this like an alternate dimension where you now have a decorative plant behind you? Or is this also extremely fake?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's got to be a better way to do it. Like I said, the green screen. I don't know. Maybe like with the podcast, if I had a green screen and then like did something with like the podcast logo or something in the background, like things like that would probably be pretty cool. But like just for just for something like this, I don't know. It's never really made a lot of sense. I mean, you're not fooling anybody.
No, you're not.
If people think that, let's see, I got another one here. I'll add here in a minute. We'll take a look and see how it looks.
Yeah,
then you can tell me if you think I'm really, really there. Okay.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Where are you today?
Let's see. Guess where I'm at today, Chris?
I'm waiting. I'm excited to see where you are today as we talk about fake backgrounds. Let's see. Oh, absolutely. You were absolutely podcasting from the Cubs broadcast booth in your office chair. That's absolutely
I'm in the broadcast booth in the off. Yep. It's a sunny day. I'm just ready to do the game.
That's absolutely what's happening right now. And you wrote $2 million of premium on your own pen last month, right?
Yeah, actually just yesterday.
Oh, just yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, just yesterday.
And it was off of free leads and a 192% contract, right?
It's actually a 220.
Oh, 220.
Yeah, 220% contract.
What's the renewal on your 220?
It is actually 36%.
I mean, if you want to work anywhere, if you're not getting a 220 with 36% renewals and free leads, then you're definitely being faked out by the backgrounds people use on these.
Someone's definitely screwing you over if you're not on a 220 comp.
Unbelievable. And free leads, like really free, like exclusive live transfers that you take from your desk while in your pajamas, right?
Well, also a salary and benefits. It's all part of the package.
Yeah, and it includes the leads come in pre-qualified with the bank account information in the Skype chat, right? As you take the lead, right?
And I have a company car and free gas. It's awesome.
Free gas. Does it include steak on Fridays, right?
That's it. Everything. It's all included, all in one package. If you're not a part of this, boy, you're in the wrong place.
This is the new all-inclusive agency. You don't need to be experienced. You can be experient. And at experience, you get the chef, don't you? At your 82% comp level or the 82 level, which is 222, you get a chef, right?
Yes, chef. And actually it also includes free housekeeping, that we have someone that comes and cleans our house, make sure my office is clean for me to do all of our podcasts. I mean, it's awesome. So yeah, I mean, if you're not a part of this, you're definitely involved with the wrong group, because 220 contract plus salary. We're talking 6-figure salary and benefits.
Wow. That's insane. Free leads, pre-qualified, bank account information included.
Bank account information, everything is there. And that's how I wrote $2 million in premium yesterday.
I can't even do it with a straight face. How do they do that though? Because they totally do that. At my level, at the super superior VIP VP level, you also receive free childcare. You haven't earned that level yet, have you? Free childcare?
No, but you know what? You might not know this, but because of the big deal that I got, I actually signed a deal with Celsius. That's why you see me drinking these all the time. Yeah, they signed me on too. and making multi-million dollars off that deal as well.
That's
It's
unbelievable.
working out pretty good.
Unbelievable. So here's the thing though. There's so many jokers in this business. So many people think they have to be a superhero to succeed, and that if they don't have a 220 with 36% renewals, free leads, free childcare, and a chef, then they're never going to make it. Do you ever feel bad for the people that get fooled by those jokers?
No.
A firm no.
I honestly, no, I don't feel bad because it's just common sense, really. If you kind of look at the different things that are out there, and if you're that type of person that's going to buy into that sort of thing, I mean, you're gullible. You're
Mm-mm.
gullible and probably not going to get very far. I see people posting online, "Oh, I just got my insurance license." What opportunities are out there with free leads and a salary?
And part-time.
And part-time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, people are going to be running to hire you. They're like, "Oh, that guy just got his license. Yeah, let's pay him a really good salary and give him some free leads." And
And comp.
it's just, that's not this business.
And they
This
can only
business
work.
is, this business is just, well, you're out there on your own. I mean, yeah, you can be a part of a group, but at the end, I mean, you are out there counting on yourself to succeed, and it's just a matter of what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Yes, I mean, a salary, I think, is something that really is going to minimize your full potential, because if someone is able to pay you a salary and give you free leads, more than likely they are making a whole lot more on the business that you're writing than you are,
Yeah.
or they wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. I think it's also interesting in a day and a time where I remember when people were talking about, we have the top comp, like this is the top comp. And I looked at it, I'm like, but it's not. That's not though. It was an illusion that attracted a ton of talent and built a massive organization, but it was also kind of fabricated. Like that wasn't the top. That was like the top of the close to the top, very close, but it wasn't. And when you found out or you realized or you understood that it wasn't the top, it also, I bet it felt extremely inauthentic at that point, right?
I would think so. I think that, well, a lot of the groups out there, a lot of the agencies, well, an agency like that, they're going after the non-licensed people that are fairly new to the business, or not even in the business yet, that really don't know the different opportunities that are out there, the different comp structures that are available.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean, I remember when I got in the business, and I think my first contract with a life company I was with, it was either 75 or 80%. And heck, I mean, 80% of 100% is pretty good,
Seemed like a
was
lot. Yeah.
kind of how I always looked at it. Well, I mean, I would assume the top comp must be 100 because you can't get more than 100. So if they're starting me at 80, that's got to be pretty good. And I think, well, there's organizations out there that start agents at 45, 50, 55.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone starts at one of those organizations and then they see someone offering 80%, heck, that looks pretty good
Yeah.
without really seeing what else is really out there. So I think that's just, again, that the people that are being targeted are people that just really don't know any better. And unfortunately, maybe they're not getting the training and support that they need from some of those organizations. And then they end up in and out of the business.
Here's another one that I know to be a joke or comment in a world where people think they have to be a superhero to make it. All leads suck, but our leads suck a little bit less. Our leads are better than your leads. What? Uh, What? I-
Yeah.
what?
I think a lead's a lead.
It
Um,
exactly is. It's a piece of paper targeted at a certain demographic of individuals. Like, how could your piece of paper be better than this piece of paper? It doesn't even make any sense.
yeah, it doesn't. But, I've also seen, different Facebook vendors where a lot of it can be a little misleading, to be quite honest. I mean, I think that some of the vendors out there, they're profiting based off of the minimal expense to them. They're posting an ad, they throw money in for ad spend. And I mean, I've done lead orders with some vendors where I'll order 30 leads, and within 4 hours, I have all of my leads. And then I'll do a lead order with another vendor where it might take a whole week to get those 30 leads. So there, that's the only thing where I might disagree a little bit when it comes to quality of leads. I think that if it's taken 4 hours to get 30 leads, pretty much everybody that's seeing that is clicking on it. It could be misleading. They don't even understand exactly what it is, compared to those that if it takes a week to generate 30 leads, well, to me, that just means that the ad is probably a little bit more specific and to the point, and people are going to know exactly what it's about. So maybe it's the difference between a direct mail lead that's super generic to one that says life insurance, but I don't know. I don't even know if I could make that comparison, because I've written plenty of business off of some pretty generic direct mail leads.
Yeah, I think we let leads get into our head really bad. Like, what does it say? How old is it? What is the date it was filled out? What color is it? Where did it come from? How much was it? Like, we let that stuff really deep, like, into our head. When I try to do the best I can, not even to look at the names until I'm putting them together in the morning to go run the appointments. Like, I just save them on Pete in Notability now. I don't even print them. How about that? That's pretty crazy. I don't even look, because the more I look and study, I'm like, oh man, her handwriting, way too organized. That neighborhood, oh, way too nice. Just show up. Like, just show up, see what happens, go to the next one, show up, see what happens. And that's because we're running a pretty effective system where if you're putting leads into the appointment setter's hands, generally speaking, they're going to put appointments on the calendar, and you can take out a lot of that emotion that comes from overanalyzing that stuff.
Yeah, and I think we all get in our head from time to time. I think that for me, it's usually if I have just one day with it that just doesn't go the way that I wanted it to, and then right away, I'm just start to think a little bit too much about it. But then I'll
Mhm.
go out the next day and I'll write 4 apps. So it
And
just
on that
happened to be that the
220.
one day, yeah, it just happened to be that the one day, just I happened to get maybe a lot of those no's out of the way. I happened to get a lot of those people that just like to fill stuff out all the time out of the way. And then the next day, I sat down with people that were truly interested and was able to get somewhere with them and generate some business to make up from the prior day.
Yeah, I mean, considering you're on a nearly 250% contract, you only need to write one application a week to make any money anyway, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I don't like to just settle for that. I mean, I want to write as much as I can. So, I mean, I try to write at least 2 million a week.
Yeah, I just if you're not issue paying 40 million a year, you're just this isn't for you. Because if you're not writing only IUL and you're not writing them remotely with pre-booked appointments from your bed and making $70,000 a month, you're also not doing it right, right?
Oh, I forgot about the cash bonuses that they pay out for writing that kind of business too.
Absolutely.
Not only did I get the commission, the salary, the benefits, and all those other perks, but yeah, got a pretty good cash bonus too. A
That's
lot of
right.
good things happening.
For every million you write, we also pay you a million. Isn't that how that works?
It does, but just so you all remember, if you're just tuning in, we are totally just joking around about all of this.
Someone's heart was just broken because they thought, man, there's a 205 available for me. I could have done it. That's what was missing the whole time in my career, as I wasn't on a 205% contract.
And that's the one thing too. I mean, I don't even think about contract levels. I think that's another thing. I think maybe agents get in their head a little bit too much about. I never think about it. Yeah, I have some pretty good level contracts. I have one that's higher than the others, but I mean, I don't even feel like I've written as much with that company this year as another that's at least 20 points lower. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't even really think about it. I get out there and I write business, and it all just kind of starts to add up. So I think some people maybe they overanalyze their commission levels. Like they're thinking about stuff that really they don't need to be thinking about.
Yeah, or they're putting the priorities out of line. I remember I
Yeah.
qualified for 2 carrier trips on a carrier I was paid 30 or 40% less on, somewhere in that ballpark. But it was the ease of use, it was the liberal underwriting, it was the streamlined process, it was the competitive nature. It was like all of the things that you needed in the product, which is similar to what you're referring to now. Comp was not as important as everything else that went into the whole picture. And I think if people, I remember a guy once, he said to me, "Did you realize we weren't getting paid on the policy fee when you wrote Oxford?" I stopped for a second. I said, "I had no damn idea. Oh my God,
Yeah.
we're being cheated. We should quit right now. We're not getting paid comp on the policy fee when we write Oxford." Like, what kind of free time was this guy in that he had time to figure out that one item on the comp sheet instead of actually buying leads and talking to people about dying and needing insurance?
And talk about over analyzing your commission statement when it comes out. But the company I was with as a regional director for 7.5 years, they did not pay commission on the policy fee, and that was something that agents every once in a while they'd be bringing up to me. I'd be doing more with you guys, but you don't pay commission on the policy fee. Like, I never
Word.
even thought about that. Like, just go out and write business. I mean, I've had people, oh, my first year commission is really good, but the renewals are not great. I'd be doing more with you if the renewals were a little better. Like, I don't know. I never think about that stuff. I just go out and write business. And
Yeah.
the money shows up, renewals kick in. And yeah, maybe they would have been more somewhere else. I don't know. Sometimes I think that you can just sit around and, like I said, you can analyze and overanalyze, and the amount of time you're spending trying to figure all that stuff out, you could be spending out seeing people and writing more business.
Mhm.
So
Not to
it's,
say
it's
that
just,
these
yeah,
things don't matter, but they're so unimportant in the grand scheme of things. People need to think and prioritize better. I mean, I remember there is a whole subset of agents that are terrified, like a tiger is going to break into their house, that they're going to be replaced if they aren't writing the lowest premium humanly possible every single time. And if that's their business model, God bless them. But a tiger is not going to break into your house and eat you because you aren't writing the lowest price all the time. I've written probably every carrier that isn't a captive carrier at this point, and none are going to be more statistically replaced than the other. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to lapse the policy. I can't prevent that. Some of them are going to keep it. Some of them are not. Some of them are good with their money. Most of them aren't. You're going to lose way more business to other reasons besides somebody coming in $3 cheaper than you the next
yep.
week. Like, it's just so unlikely.
I mean, I had one last week that I wrote with a product, probably the cheapest rate product right now out there for whole life, final expense. And I knew what a good deal this lady was getting for the amount of coverage, and just how cheap it was for what she was getting. And 2 days later, she called me to cancel it. Like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Like, I knew it was good for her and that she wasn't going to find anything better out there, but that didn't matter. Like, I think we do overthink it a little bit when it comes to, the face amount and the rate. And yeah, we could be giving that person a really good offering. But if they don't see the value in it, it's not going to stick. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we talked about. We had training earlier today, kind of talking about that, about adding value. And that's something that, that product, all I sold her on was the fact that it's a great rate. She's getting a lot of coverage, and that wasn't enough for her to be like, man, I got to stick with this policy. So
See,
rates aren't
I,
everything.
I got another V word for you, though. We talked a lot about value this morning. And if you haven't watched the training, it's available on his channel. It's available on our channel. It's available in the Insurance Life and Everything in Between group. If you're not receiving that kind of training, maybe you should be doing some self-assessment about who you're paying through your overrides and consider some changes. But volume, let's talk about volume for our final 5 or 6 minutes here. So many agents get wrapped up in all of this other stuff And because they're wrapped up in the policy fee, the comp, the benefits, the title, the jersey, the logo, they're not writing any volume. And the volume of business will protect you from chargebacks. It will put money in your bank account. It will build your book of business, offer you cross-sell opportunities. When someone calls to cancel, you won't care. Like, volume does wonders for your business. And all these agents that we're talking about, they're like writing 1 or 2 apps a week, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, like I just said, I mean, I wrote that one, 2 days later, she called to cancel. And like what you just said, I don't, yeah, it's one sale loss, big deal. It's not going to make or break me. It's not, it didn't ruin my week last week because I write a lot of business. You know, that was just one of several pieces of business that I wrote last week. So those that are not consistent with producing and they just write an app here or there, or they write 1 or 2 a week, then yeah, it is going to be a big deal when that one piece of business falls off. And then they're always kind of playing catch up. They're always trying to write a few apps to get out of the hole. And that's tough when you're, if you're living like paycheck to paycheck or sale to sale. I think it's, again, we talk about the consistency. And if you want to put up the volume, well, you got to be willing to bet on yourself. You got to be willing to invest in yourself. And you got to be willing to have that steady flow of leads coming in every single week. And that's one thing that I think has made a big difference with my production this year from even last year. And again, I feel like last year I was just kind of like in recoup mode, almost like just trying to recoup money from leaving a position with a prior company and just some salary loss, stuff like that. But now it's like I don't even think about that stuff anymore. I know I got to think more about moving forward and in volume. And the more sales you make, you don't got to worry about any kind of hole that you're in, because the more you make, it's not going to take long to kind of get out of that hole. But again, it's about being consistent with those leads and just kind of having that steady flow on a regular basis. Every single week, I've been placing at least 1 lead order. Like right now, I have Facebook leads coming in from like 2 different sources. So I have more than enough leads coming in along with direct mail. So, we're building up that inventory of leads. I'm out in the field Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, I'm not going to be sitting around tonight figuring out where to go tomorrow. I have more than enough people to see. If anything, it's a matter of who should I go see first. And that's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, I think the moral of the story today is we're not discounting the value or the importance of things like comp. Comp's important. You shouldn't be being taken advantage of. We're not discounting the importance of leads and lead types. Leads are great. You got to have them. We're not discounting the policy fee on carriers. Sometimes those things can make a small marginal difference, but we're putting the importance of volume ahead of everything else, of consistency, of effort, of the quality of people that you're around. Like, imagine if you had a 220 and a 36% renewal, but everybody around you wouldn't help you. They were all kind of rude and they were all convinced the world was going to end and this business was stupid. You couldn't even do anything with that either, right?
No, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I had a direct deal last year and, good comp. But with that, yeah, I mean, I was on my own a lot more, almost like nobody really wanted to help me much, because they knew that was going to be kind of my lead focus, was going to be that one carrier with the direct deal. So, now, kind of surrounded around more people, better culture. We're kind of all in it together, working together to see what we can do to help as many people as we can when it comes to personal production and when it comes to developing agents. So I think it's much better. Yeah, you give up a little bit, but you get a lot more back when when more people are willing to kind of be on your side and kind of be willing to work with you.
Yeah, I think it's important for folks watching, if they're struggling in the business, to make sure they're surrounding themselves with good people, with good products, with good leads. Like, nothing's perfect. Absolutely no organization's perfect. And if anyone ever tells you they've got it all figured out, that's probably the worst place you can put your time and effort into, because no one's got it all figured out. But with enough good on your side, good always wins over bad, and I'm excited to see what we can do by winning this week and putting the right things and priorities in order.
Sounds good. Yep, looking forward to it too. Thanks, Chris.
Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll continue to put out good content for you to share.